Andrew. You want to sit there or your place?
I can sit. I don't know.
I don't want to crane my neck if there's all these people.
I don't know how to. Yeah, you can sit where I'm sitting.
Actually, will not be your son.
I know that.
Craning my neck off. It hurts enough.
I don't know.
I'm assuming she's jumping on the meeting, and we'll be here.
I believe so. She won't be leaving.
Huh? Oh. Where's the camera? Dave, where's the camera? On where? Oh, it's the podium's over there instead of over there. It's usually over here. That's why I didn't realize. Sorry. Huh? Oh, it's okay. Oh, coach it. Mic's on. Is that what's hanging there? Is that your microphone hanging like that? Oh. Do they want one of ours? We can use that one.
The microphone is missing.
Can we use one of ours?
It's important.
Oh, God, it's okay.
Don't roll your eyes, buddy.
I don't know what's. Yeah, I don't know why. Thank you.
Okay, and just so everyone knows, we have no agenda items to speak on. Everyone ready? I'll call to order the Public Works Agenda Setting Meeting of the Leechburg Area School District and the Leechburg Library at 6:09 p.m. on Wednesday, August 13th. If we can all please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. Mr. Chaplin, can we please have a roll call? Roll call, sorry.
Dr. Judrian? Here. That work? Oh, there you go.
Oh, good, great.
Mr. Budell? Here. Mrs. Mike,
Here.
Mr. Leppish. Here. Mr. Lovelace. Here. Mr. Maxon.
Here.
Mr. Wallace.
Here.
Ms. Stewart.
Here.
Mr. Townsend.
Here. Thank you. An executive session was conducted prior to the public meeting at 5:30 p.m. August 13th, 2025, in the Leechburg Superintendent's office to discuss legal issues, contracts, and personnel. At this time, we'll have an agenda item added for mentor teachers, which we'll have a discussion on that. Any discussion for that? Are there any comments for public comment on agenda items? There's none. We'll now move into board committee reports. Aaron, IU intermediate report, Ms. Stewart.
We did not meet in July, and our meeting is scheduled for next Tuesday night, so I have nothing to report today.
Thank you. Line P monthly report, Mr. Lovelace and Mr. Leppish.
We did not meet in July, and we have an upcoming meeting. It's tomorrow or next Thursday? Next Thursday, yeah.
Thank you. Armstrong County Tax Collection Committee report, Dr. Coudrier. Thank you. PSBA member liaison report. As everyone knows, the state government is still debating the state budget, but there have been talks of opening up certain line items of the budget. So funding is still sent out to certain agencies, schools. I know schools for sure, and I don't want to speculate and say anyone else's. I know they're looking at opening up about $46 billion. There is a certification program called AI in Education that is available to those interested. You can look that up on my PSBA. And the last thing I have here is very light month for PSBA reports. There's multiple conferences available by going onto my PSBA. Some are the AI in Education, one's about state budgets, and then there was a couple other ones on there. If you're interested, my PSBA has those. We'll now move into administrative reports. Dr. Vargo.
Good evening. Summer's rapidly coming to a close, so we're gearing up and getting ready for the upcoming school year. Fall sports and activities are in full swing with their practices and events, so we're looking for successful seasons and performances as we roll into the school year. Branding guide, so we're in the midst of trying to finish those things up, so we have a guide with JPEGs of official logos, colors, fonts, and those schemes for not only the school district, but all personnel or any type of stakeholders that would be affiliated with the school, whether it's booster clubs, PTSA, those PTSO type things. They can use those, and we'll have the official pitchfork, the L fonts, and the devil heads for those items. So I'll be meeting Friday just to kind of solidify those, and then once that's put together, obviously I'll share that with Dr. Keeler for you guys to review before we would make those items public. We are making, final touches for teacher, for the teacher in service days and the start of school for students to come here in a week for Wednesday. So it looks like, we're going to be geared up for another elite school year. So we're excited about that. We conducted our 6th grade orientation. We had an outstanding turnout. We had 50 out of 62 families attend, which is unbelievable. So I covered, their schedules, how to read those items, teacher locations, how the corners work and are visible on the schedules. Students were able to walk through their schedules. They practiced their locker combinations. There weren't many tears out of frustrations for the locker combinations, so that's a good thing. But overall, I thought it was a successful night. It was very well attended, so I was very excited about that. Speaking of that, which made it a success, was I'd like to thank Mr. Cerisco and his crew for getting the building ready to go. I know it's a little bit of a condensed summer with us starting a little bit earlier than we did last year, plus with the work on the HVAC. They did an outstanding job. The building was clean. The hallways were neat. No clutter, even regardless of the work that was being done by people, outside contractors. So that looks great, and I'm excited. The work he did there, and I know everybody was very appreciative of those efforts. Because I know that's not easy trying to thread that needle of working around others, so I appreciate that. I'd also like to thank the board for allowing me extra time for the handbook and tabling those things. So just a couple of things in there. The bell schedule is updated. We're looking to bake in back that remediation time into the period, so we have 45-minute periods. Also, the honor roll calculation, we're moving to a GPA versus an actual percentage. We thought that was more unified because GPA was used, or GPA points were used more often throughout other calculations when it comes to students and class rank and things of that nature. So we thought that kind of brought that into alignment, with those items. And overall, just an examination of what our rules and expectations were, making sure that those items were aligned. And then I linked as much as I could for board policy and what those rules were in the handbook. So that can get, a bit tedious, but I think it's important to have those items there. And then I just try to reorganize it. So there were certain umbrellas or main points that items could be filtered out to make it a little bit easier to kind of navigate. Schedules have been released to families, so we're getting requests for schedule changes. We're a little bit behind that just because, with the change in personnel with the counselors. But I feel like we are going to be ready to go, and for the most part, most schedule conflicts have been taken care of. I would like to thank Ms. Kreeback for her help. She jumped in with both feet, on day one, and has been a very important member of making those things possible, and reaching out to families and working with me to get these things tightened up for the start of school. So it looks like those will be all cleaned up and ready to go. Other than that, we're looking forward to a good year. If you have any questions.
Dr. Bargo, how many days did we add by changing your schedule?
So with the 45-minute put into the schedule, you pick up about an extra 15 to 16 days of schoolwork periods, I should say, per class, with those items. And that's not even counting too that, since we've restructured through the program studies with how labs are done, that's additional time versus, only seeing them twice a week versus an average of 7 periods throughout the year. You pick up extra time with those things, especially, which I think is important, especially because those are typically higher level type content and it's more abstract. It takes more time for that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Comar?
Hi, everyone. How are we doing? So just to echo what Dr. Vargo said as well, teachers and staff working really hard to get the school year ready, get our classes ready, get the classrooms ready, make sure everything's up to go. We're, again, putting the finishing touches on the agendas for Monday the 18th and Tuesday the 19th to make sure we get the teachers what they need and the staff as well. So some events. Yesterday we had our kindergarten friendship trail, which is always a really nice transition event. The event went really well. We had a fantastic turnout. We had 46 total students come. So students got to ride the bus up the hill to the Gilpin Fire Hall. They got to meet their teachers and spend some time with their teachers in the classroom. And they got a small lunch. So they got to go through the cafeteria line. So that was all good. It was a really good turnout, really a positive group. So that was awesome. The 18th, so Monday the 18th, will be a long day for staff coming back. I've been here all summer, so it won't be a huge thing for me. But we'll have meet and greet from 6 to 8 that night. So parents will bring their kids in, get a chance to meet their teachers, get to interact, ask any questions to the teachers, and put a face to the name that they got on their schedule. So that's always a nice night to ease back in, and the teachers were thankful that it wasn't the night before school started. So we were able to get that on Monday, and then Tuesday, and they'll have Tuesday night to, get themselves geared up for the kids coming Wednesday at full throttle. So August 23rd, which is the exact same date it was last year, although last year it was before school started. This will be a weekend, which is still cool to. This is back to school splash sponsored by the PTA. So that'll be 5 to 9 on Saturday, August 23rd. Once again, we'll have 21st Century Community Learning Centers, which was formerly Evergreen, the after-school program, 3:30 to 5:45 daily, and the projected start for that is September 15th. So again, that's a great program that a lot of our families and children take advantage of. And then the September 5th will be elementary night at the football game, so have a little activities for the students that get to run through. Have some recognition there at the football game for the elementary. Once again, the doors will open at 8:30 on Wednesday and be open until 8:50 for students to enter. During that time, teachers are doing from 8 to 8:30. Teachers will once again have their professional learning communities. They'll have grade level meetings, time for ELA, time for math, time for our PBIS program and MTSS, science and social studies. So we'll get all those meetings in. And then for special education, hitting the ground running. Several meetings already scheduled. Paul has done a great job, getting those on the books. But we have 4 IEP meetings scheduled for August, 2 504 meetings, and then MTSS will be back up and running. We'll be taking referrals as they come in. Any questions for me?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Barker?
All right, we've had a busy summer, as always, in the technology department. We've upgraded our network switches and some infrastructure, and got that underway. 85% of the cost of that hardware was covered by the federal E-rate program. Great. We are putting in a new public address and bell system, and that's nearly complete and will be ready for school. Replaces a 30-year-old system that the school was running, and it's modern, has some interactive consoles, is what they see interface, which makes it much easier to modify the system. So we're going to have regular bells, $2 play, early dismissal, and that will be kept in synchronization with our power school student information system, so we can tell where kids are, which students, or which classrooms the students are at a given time, according to those schedules, which is nice. We completed our Chromebook refresh, so kindergarten, 3rd grade, and 8th graders all get new Chromebooks, so we're ready for the school year. From that process, we collected and inventoried all the Chromebooks from the returning students. This past year, we had 403 service calls for Chromebooks in terms of repair and just checking, of course, glitches and things like that. So we do encourage that everybody sign up for the Chromebook insurance program. So we're renewing that for one-to-one risk solutions. For only $25 a year, parents can join that insurance program, so they get fewer unexpected bills if they have damaged screens and things like that. Sure. Finally, we had a Questlet Technology Satisfaction Survey. That's an annual survey we always send out to staff near the end of the school year. 2 years ago, we got a 70% approval rate from the staff. We got a 90% approval rating from the staff. And then this past year, we had 56 responses, and I was excited to see we had a 100% approval rating in terms of satisfaction from the technology department. So big kudos to everybody, and we're looking forward to an exciting new year. Any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Cercio?
Good evening. Before I begin, I just want to take a moment to express my gratitude to the board for bringing me on and allowing me to join the team here at Leechburg. Thank you very much. I'm very honored that you've entrusted the district's assets to my care. As for the update to buildings and grounds, boiler replacement project. Piping and control wiring to the classrooms is complete, and ceilings are being reinstalled. Boilers were delivered this past Monday, the 11th, and are set in place, and the piping in the boiler room is underway. Circulation pumps, air separator are also going in place and are being connected with the piping. As for classroom, summer cleaning of classrooms, all classrooms and hallways in the elementary, middle school, and high school is complete. Classrooms in the Baker building, as well as the cafeteria, are underway and will be completed before the start of school. We'd like to take a moment to commend the team that I began working with here in July. We have new folks, brand new folks on the team, a couple of them with less than a year's experience, and then we have a couple of our veterans who really have shouldered the load as far as allowing the district to, or allowing the facilities to be cleaned and opened up at the start of school. They really did a great job. Gymnasium. On August 8th, the gym floor was sanded and refinished. I would like to thank Mr. Durancheck for getting the communication out to his various athletic teams. They all cooperated to make that gym available to us for 3 days. 1 day for the work to take place and 2 days for drying and curing of the finish. So that really allowed that to happen. Kitchen equipment, we have a new piece of kitchen equipment, a combi oven that is scheduled for installation on Friday. We've been doing some preparation work. The maintenance team has done some preparation work to prepare for that. In addition, we have a new refrigerator and warming ovens that are ordered and in process. Grounds. Maintenance has been working diligently to keep up with the grounds. As we all know, it's been a very wet and hot summer, and that has been a bear to keep up with in all aspects. Mulch for the elementary is scheduled for delivery tomorrow. This is for the playground and the swing areas. Grounds preparation will continue really right up to the start of school. In addition to that, we have identified a small project at the baseball field. We had a broken drain pipe that was an existing, this wasn't part of the renovations that have been done at the baseball field. This is something that's been there for probably decades. There was a piece of pipe that had collapsed, and we did determine that that drain was connected into the storm sewer system, so it was worth reconnecting as opposed to just abandoning. So that project will be coming up, working with the contractor to get a price on what that repair will cost. In addition to that, we've been working with Dr. Keebler to start putting together plans for longer-term projects as we move forward. Anyone have any questions over anything we covered?
Thanks for coming home and taking care of us.
Oh, yes. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. I'm honored and humbled.
Thank
you.
you. Business report, Mr. Chapla.
Good evening, everybody. Hope everybody's well tonight. First, I just want to follow what Matt said for the cafeteria equipment that's being ordered. That is coming from food service funds, so it's not general fund expenditures. I'm going to follow Andrew. He gave a little bit of a state budget update. PASBO provided an update with a letter from the Secretary of the Budget stating that compromise is necessary for the budget to be passed. Without this state budget being passed, we're currently not receiving basic ed funds, special ed fund, state subsidies for Social Security, pupil transportation, and federal sub-grants under Title I and IDEA. With this right now, we're fortunate we'll have our real estate revenue begin within the coming weeks. But we are closely monitoring our cash flow during this time. Without state revenue, we just want to be cautious. So we have some bills for the 25-26 school year that we're holding on to right now, but it's not a worry holding those bills just until we get some state money coming through. Moving on, the Constellation Energy Agreement that you guys board approved a couple weeks ago now, that was kind of a placeholder. Those rates fluctuate on a daily basis, so once that got board approved that Wednesday, that Thursday, I was able to lock in a price of 0.07923 kilowatt per hour, and that contract's going to run through December 2029. That was set to expire in December of 26. This agreement, I'm sure you all see it in your own homes. The price of energy is skyrocketing. My last 2 months personal bills have been outrageous through UK Light. So the district's just being proactive, locking in this rate to help with costs down the road. The financial reports that you'll see attached tonight, it's June and July cash reconciliation, so there's a lot of reports that you're going to see because it's 2 months worth. Everything tied out to the penny with bank reconciliations. If you guys have any questions on those reports, feel free to ask. We are in the process, have begun, we're rolling employees, dental and vision over to PSEA. It's been a work in progress, a lot of things to iron out with that still, making sure everybody's coverages look correct. We are set to cancel our BPA vision September 30, 2025. We had a 60-day clause with them that we had to give them 60-day notice. So that will run out. We'll be fully in the PSDA for both dental and vision. You'll see attached tonight is a quote for Power School. What that is, it's a applicant submission and tracking software. It's bringing Leechburg to the 21st century with recruit and hire. I was amazed that Dr. Keebler still collects paper resumes and paper cover letters and has people drop them off. So this is just going to help house everything in one portal. People will be able to log in. If there's a different position down the road that they don't get the first position, everything will be in there for them to reapply for another position down the road. It'll make it easy for us to be able to track and pull who's our applicants for certain jobs. Anybody have any questions on anything tonight? Thank you guys.
Thank you. LEA President Report, Ms. Mondale.
Good evening and happy August. I don't have much, but in 1 week, all the teachers will probably be already asleep at this point in the evening. But I do want to touch on two things. The marching band have a preview night on Friday at the football field to show up their new halftime show for the season. The band sounded really nice, and Ms. Londish really praised all the marching band kids for their hard work and their great attitudes, especially during this time of transition from Mr. Morochek to herself coming in. And other than that, we are ready to go and looking forward to the new school year. Any questions for me?
The band did a really good job.
Yeah, I was just going to add to that. I was really impressed.
I was really impressed too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll be sure to
She
share
told me
that.
that, I hear the bang, bang, bang before the blah, blah, blah. So, they've done a really good job.
Awesome. I'll be sure to share that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll now move into personnel. This is just the discussion post here, and then we'll vote on everything in a few moments. The 2025 to 2026 athletic supplementals we'll be voting on soon. Any discussion for that? 7.2, 2025-26 non-athletic supplementals. Any questions there? Now moving to budget and finance. We will approve budget transfers in just a few moments and our financial reports. Any questions of those two? 8.3, 2025 through 2028 Westmoreland County Community College and High School Agreement. The 8.4, 2025 to 2030 Seneca Valley School District Cyber Services Agreement. 8.5, 2025 to 2026 Family Counseling Center CAP Services Agreement. Any questions on any of those three?
Is this 8.3 the transition from Penn State? Did we get credits from Penn State one time?
I do not believe that we got credits from
I mean, the children went to Penn State.
Kids can still, they're still doing
They're
all
still,
that.
they can go to Penn State or they can.
Yeah, this is college and high school where we submit curriculum that's taught here and it gets approved, and then there's opportunities to earn college credits if you pay the tuition for those credits. Through Westmoreland Community College,
Okay,
yes.
so if they
You
have
still
two-
can, there's
They have
still,
two options.
yeah, there's still opportunities for kids to go to Penn Camp, but they have to go on campus.
Okay.
Is that all good there?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks. Any other questions or discussion? 8.6, 2025 to 2028 Power School quote. 8.7, Quest Tech E-rate agreement for 2026 to 2027. And finally, 8.8, contract extension with ESS Northeast. Any questions on those three?
I can add that the contract with ESS is our subbing service. I did talk with them on our day-to-day subs, billing subs on there. They did come down $4.25. It'll save us $5,000 a year with that. So it's a little bit of savings for the district off of what we did. I definitely did an increase on that, so I was happy they did give us that.
I have a question. What is the pay rate for subs?
$125,
And then did they charge us?
$166.
And that's what, it was one,
Yeah, it was 160, so they knocked, it's 162.50 or something for the building subs. It's $4.25. We have anywhere from 2 to 3 building subs in there on that part. So over the course of the year, we're both paying the last couple of years. The upcoming years will be about $5,000 a year last.
that's good. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I was happy that they were in agreement with that.
Any other discussion? All right, moving into 9, use of facilities request. The Music Boosters High School Library, July 28th, 2025, from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. retroactive approval. That's all we have under use of facilities. Any questions? Under field trip request, 3rd grade Outdoor Discovery Center at Crooked Creek, October 28th, 2025. Any questions on that one? Under 11 curriculum, we'll be approving the 6 to 12 handbook. Any questions there? Under superintendent, Dr. Keebler.
Yeah, I just want to start off by thanking my admin team who just spoke here. You heard everything that they've done over the last 2.5 months with that. It's truly amazing. The movements we're moving forward with that. I look forward to continuing that with that, as well as our custodians, maintenance, secretaries. It took the whole part of the whole team to be able to get us where we're at and be ready for kids to return next week on that. I also want to thank Mr. Chapla. I think everybody can see as you hear the direction he's taken. He's putting finance in a different level of what we're looking at long-term as well as short-term, looking at how we're formulating some of the costs that we have. So I want to thank him for his work that he's done in that short time. He's only been here since May 1st, and we got him starting in the year. He's done a teacher's contract. He's done a budget, so I'm thankful for that. A few updates coming through. Anybody that heard last year during football season, our speakers went out, our amp blew up there. We had it carried over. So we do have the speakers were redone by Red Bauman. They're up in the admin office. A new amp was ordered. They will be installed next Tuesday so that they're ready to go for the fall season with that. As part of our PCCD grant, we do have all new radios. We got 30 new radios to add to the 5 existing updated ones for the district, which we also got new metal detectors. So our new metal detectors will be at the 4 entrances, one at the elementary, one at the high school, and both of the entrances where the kids arrive. Those were updated. Those were over 12 years old. Those were the original metal detectors that the district got there. So now those are updated through that. And we're also able to get 2 sets of the open gate, which are what are used down at Three River Stadium for the football games. So for our athletic events, any of our concerts, any of that stuff like that, we will be using those metal detectors so that people will not have to take everything out. It'll be set so that it'll pick up any weapon, anything like that, but you won't have to empty your pockets and come through. So it should speed up going into the football games as well as make sure everybody's safe. But I think the process of that just makes us feel a little safer as we go through that. Something I sent a letter of support in for the ELS 911, which is a mapping pilot that Senator Pittman has proposed. So I'm hoping that we're accepted as a district, but what they're going to do is cover all the funds that come into the district and do a 3D map of the entire district, which would then be connected to the police force. Met with Chief Schaefer earlier this week, and it would give them access. So as that mapping would be done, they would go through. So it was something that Senator Pittman was pushing out a pilot for. They asked us if we were interested. So I did put a letter of support in there. So hopefully we are selected on that. We will be having the bonfire back up at the stadium this year. It'll be next Thursday, August 21st. And instead of just being a bonfire, it's going to be a fall sports recognition. So we'll look at all of our fall sports. So we'll have soccer, band, football up there. We want to be able to recognize all of those kids. And then the bonfire will be on the backside by the wall, all up there. So it'll be a fun evening to get everybody together. I know we moved it down to the fire hall during the renovation of the field, and it was never moved back. But I think now we can announce names and get everybody the recognition they need for that. We'll have a drug awareness October 23rd from 10 to 11 here for the elementary students. Update on federal programs. We originally did our federal programs. When I submitted it, it got kicked back. They pulled our Title II and IV funds with that. Those were re-released to us with that. So they were updated in the system. Our Title II and IV, just under $40,000, but we use that and we transferred into our Title I funding. As a small district and with a small amount of money with that, all of our federal funding for Title I, II, and IV go into the salaries and benefits of our 2 reading specialists. So in the past, we had other things with that. We transfer all the money into Title I, and it pays for 100% of one of them, and we're probably at about 80 to 85% of the other one. So our federal funds don't even give us enough to pay for 2 teachers, but we're thankful we get that, and thankfully they release that other money on that. And then last but not least, just I met last week with our boosters, with Mr. Durancheck, and we were talking about a couple larger scale fundraisers, whether it be a cash bash, a night at the races, something that will help add some money to those sports, but also help some of our smaller sports out. When we look at girls basketball only having 7 girls on the varsity team, or the golf team or something like that, if we can raise and get everybody together where they can get a little bit more out of it, it'll add money to our bigger boosters, but it'll also help out our smaller boosters so we can distribute some money the whole way through. So met with all the boosters, Mothers Club, everybody who's in there, and we're looking forward to continue to build that as we try to help all of our kids out on that. And that's all I have. Does anybody have any questions for me? Thank you.
Thank you.
Under Superintendent 2, we'll be agreeing to the MOU between the Leechburg Area School District and Leechburg Police Department, valid 2025 through 2027.
And what this is, as I did forward with that, back in 2023, the state required that you have an MOU in place with the local police to show that they have jurisdiction for any emergencies or anything that happen. We do it for a 2-year span, so we had one for 23, 24, and 24, 25. This new one will go into effect for 25, 26, 26, 27. We just have to do it every year, 2 years. None of the language changed on that. It was just updated.
Any discussion? All right. 13 board-related issues. We'll be discussing bus schedule changes and bus drivers / bus substitutes. Any questions on those two? We'll be approving the emergency action plan. And under 13.4, the collaborative agreement with Community Guidance Center. Any questions on those two?
I just want to thank Maggie too, for her work that she put into that emergency action plan. It really looks at the stadium, the athletics, what happens if there would be emergency through that. Everybody was aware of the situation that occurred down at Downey last year with the soccer player on that. It's great to have these plans in place going through, and I want to thank her for the time she put in.
Thank you. We'll now move into public comment on non-agenda items. We have 2. We'll go in the order that they were received. Mr. Neil Brady.
Neil Brady, 456 2nd Street, Leechburg, PA. Thank you. I'd like to thank the board for giving me the opportunity to speak this evening. I know there's only 3 minutes, but we're allowed to speak, so I have copies of my remarks that I'm going to make this evening, and also
5 minutes.
5 minutes?
5
Okay,
minutes.
thanks, Evan. And also copies of the questions I have for the school board, realizing that those questions may not all be answered until you have your legal counsel for them also. But I have copies to give out to the board, the public, the news media, and so forth. Trying to my remarks, and I always thought, from being on the school board, that all school boards, ours and all school boards, should first act in the best interest of the students, second for the taxpayers, third for the parents and the guardians. On July 30th at the Leechburg Area School District Board meeting, I feel that this did not happen. On Wednesday, July 30th, the Leechburg Area School Board rejected the proposed candidate by the administration in the selection committee. Sean Hess, the most qualified candidate for the emotional support position, as per the admin and selection committee, and he was offered the job on July 29th, pending board approval by Dr. Keeper. Rubrics from the interviews are used to compare candidates to an impartial evaluation that is supposed to keep out personal feelings and is based solely on performance within the interview process and experience as stated in the resumes. Candidates, if treated equally and non-discriminatory, should all follow the same process for selection so that they can be judged on the same criteria. That is, formal application for the position, same interview process by the same interview teams. Again, I feel this did not happen. Compare the rubrics of the candidates to see who scored higher. Compare their resumes for experience. Why was Sean Hess the most qualified for the position as per the administration and selection committee not hired? I feel because of personal and political agendas against his father-in-law, who is me, Neil Brady, and Sean, my son-in-law. I feel that this was a personal attack on my family by 5 members of the current school board who voted for a less qualified candidate for the emotional support position. Outcome by the board overturning the preferred candidate by the administration and selection committee. A new precedent has been set by the Leesburg Area School District. Most qualified candidates for the position may not be hired due to personal and political agendas by the board. The selection process by the selection committee and administration is no longer valid. The evaluation process to eliminate biases is no longer valid. The majority of the board can overturn the entire hiring process and hire whomever they want, regardless of rubrics and resumes. Hopefully, a new board from the coming November election can right the wrongs by the majority of the school board and act in the best interest of the Leesburg Area School District students. The questions that I have, again, as they'll have to be referred to as legal, and I'll give copies at the end of the meeting tonight. Why would a school board member from the selection committee change the recommended and most qualified candidate proposed by the administration and selection committee prior to the voting meeting on July 30th, especially after the preferred candidate, Sean Hess, was offered the job by Dr. Keever, the superintendent, the previous night? Who was the board member that changed the name of the recommended candidate from the administration and selection committee before the public meeting in total disregard of the hiring process and selection of the most qualified candidate for the emotional support position? Were the interview rubrics and resumes given to the board to review before the public meeting on July 30th? As previously mentioned, the rubrics are to compare the candidates on the impartial evaluation, and resumes give the experience of the candidates that apply for the job. Why was the board members, Candy Stewart, request for tabling the hiring of the emotional support not honored? Is the emotional support position a new program being initiated by the Leesburg Area School District? Would not experience in the emotional support field of study not be a priority for our students and administration? I know it isn't possible to see the rubrics of the candidates, but to see the ranking by scores of the two candidates would be appreciated. What's a formal hiring process for the Leesburg Area School District? For candidates to be treated equally and non-discriminatory, should the same process for selection be followed for all candidates, i.e., letters of interest, resume, formal application for the specific position, and all interviews for the specific position be done by the same selection committee?
Mr. Brady,
Yeah.
your 5 minutes is up. Do you have, how much more do you have?
I have just two things.
I'll let you finish those two things, please. 1 minute.
Thank you, Aaron. Could this be another formal complaint to the Pennsylvania State Board of Ethics, as has happened in the past when I was president of the school board? Were there any inequality issues during the hiring process and change of the selected candidate by the selection and administration by the school board? Thank you for listening to me. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Mr. Brady. The second one, excuse me.
Could we have the, Mr. Keeper explain to the public what is the procedure that we use in the district to hire people?
Yeah, sure. And it's
Starting from whenever we put it out to the public and bring it all the way down so the public understands what our process.
Sure, yeah, we obviously post the position, put it out to the public on there, collect resumes, go through the resumes and rank candidates for how many we're bringing into the interview. Once we get that part, depending on what positions for, the principal and select team members of teachers go through and interview first rounds on that. Depending on how many candidates we have, we either go to the second, third round, or whatever. And then finally, the final round has the board included in that 5 round of interviews with that. Ultimately, the best policy that we have there is to pick the best candidate on there and make that recommendation.
Who's doing it on the select committee?
Currently,
The interview committee, I should say.
and the current board members, Ms. Stewart, Mr. Madison, and Mr. Paulus, along with the principals or sometimes Mr. Chaplin and others, depending on who we're hiring.
So nothing wrong with the procedure that we use to hire. Is anything wrong? Do we have to have, to go to a seminar or have people come in to explain to us that we're doing the process wrong, or is our process going through the proper way? Did you think we should ask a lawyer that? Do you think that our process is sufficient in hiring?
Your hiring process,
Yes.
that Dr. Keeler just
Yes.
explained, if that's the sufficient process.
Okay.
So I have a question. For one specific position, every person has to go through every single step equally, correct?
Can you
Like you just said, you go through round one, round two, round
I
three?
get right to the point where I know.
Well, no, I'm asking.
Yeah, no, we haven't.
Well, I mean, that's what the process you explained, so that's why I'm
Yeah, no,
asking.
So it doesn't like that though. It goes through at certain times that we have 2 positions open. And I will go on to.
Well, that's why I need to clarify.
Yeah, no, it's good. But they don't always go through this, isn't multiple times that we have 2 positions open. Especially special ed changes with that because you have dual certs, whether it's high school, special ed, elementary, special ed with that. So yeah, they don't always go through the first round interview with that. I can be direct on this one. We had 2 candidates that were coming through the elementary that Mr. Comar recommended that fit better for for special ed with that. So we did ask them before we went to the final round if they were interested in that. We bumped them aside while it was just posted, and then we collected all the applications of people who posted during that next time. And then we did a first round interview with those people and moved them into the final round with those. With that, we actually had 4 candidates it was 2 that were through the elementary process, 2 that came through the special ed. One of the ones that came through the elementary chose not to come in for a final round, they accepted a job somewhere else. So we have 1 there and then 2 that came through after the posting. If that, yeah, it's 100% up where it goes on that.
I have a question as well. Regarding, Mr. Brady had spoken of the rubrics and the scoring. In the past, I'm not sure how long ago, as a board member, I remember seeing when someone was going to be hired, their scoring was available to the board members, the rubric, the scoring, and the resumes. And I just know that didn't happen in this case and in some other cases, in the past few hirings. And I just wondered how that changed or why that changed.
I haven't changed since I've taken over. I've never brought that process requested. At that point, it's still my point that when the committee brings me in,
Right.
It's my assumption they're going to be changed, be approved, and if anybody had any questions with that will always be there. I always have it with me.
Did you have them with you that night? Because you thought, sure, it was, and I agree with what you're saying totally. No, the scoring, no one saw the scoring except the interview committee.
Yeah, I brought the resumes down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this will be a lesson now to always have that to prove why, because obviously some people don't believe things. Okay, that's all.
Anybody else? Okay. I'm sorry.
I don't know.
Did you? Any other board members have anything to comment about that? All right, we'll now move to our next one. Mr. Pascal, you'll have 5 minutes to speak.
Thank you, Mr. Powell. I really wasn't going to speak, but I wanted to react a little bit to goings on in the last week. When I was on the school board and before that, before I was on the board, there was some allegations or community belief that certain people were hired because of who they were, who they weren't, who they were connected to, etc. So we tried back then to put together a fair process that pretty much mirrors what you're still doing now in terms of having some board members involved, making sure the administration was involved, making sure there was no bias, making sure there were rubrics and rankings so that we hired the most qualified candidate available to us at that time. And I think that through the years, the boards have done that. I mean, we have great employees in this district. Tonight we heard from a bunch of basically new administrators who were all hired on that basis. You hired a bunch of new people who were the best qualified people available. And we shouldn't, look around the room. We have a great and dedicated staff because for several decades now, we've adhered to hiring the most qualified person available. Now, that didn't happen a couple weeks ago, and we know that. And those of you in the board majority ran on accountability and transparency, and frankly, the only thing transparent about your recent action a couple weeks ago are your motivations and your biases and your vindictiveness and your ambivalence to the law and the Constitution. I want to thank Mr. Paulus for showing a little bit of independence. I know he wasn't here at the meeting, but for speaking about this. And we as a community are better than this. We're better than what happened last week. On accountability. Accountability comes from the voters, and they have the final decision on that, and they've already weighed in on what they think about the transparency of this majority. But all of that being said, I want to make it clear that despite any political controversy around this issue, that I personally welcome the new employee as a new member of the Leechburg family, and wish her the absolute best and success in this district, as I do all employees, and hope that she is happy and very successful here. And I want to wish the administration, the teachers and staff, and especially our students, a great school year. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kraskell. Remember, Mr. Lepish,
Actually, I want to say something because
please.
with the last two speakers that have spoke, everyone keeps bringing up the most qualified candidates, and the recommendations that were given to us by, the administrator and Dr. Huber and whatnot. A lot of that stuff that was the qualifications of it all outside of, we saw the resumes and we talked about that in the executive session. And with that, we looked at the resumes, yes, it's a recommendation, but also too, how does everybody know that he's the most qualified out of the candidates that were applied on there?
Because he taught for 9 years in the exact same position.
We cannot get into a public debate.
Okay.
Another question too, Joe.
I thought he was asking.
Was Mr. Hess, did he ever apply for a position here before and was turned down as well and outvoted 6-1 in 2017, according to the minutes? Did he not try for a teaching position at the same school and he was not the most qualified back then?
Are you
It was a
asking Mr.
6-1
Brady? You
vote.
called him Mr. Hess.
One person.
I'm talking about Mr. Hess, who
Okay.
applied for a job here in 2017.
Again, we
I'm not
cannot-
sure who the teacher was that got the job, but when that other teacher came up for the vote, the only person to vote nay was Mr. Brady. Now, that's like a nepotism borderline there, because you did vote no to that teacher when she was up against Mr. Hess in 2017.
I don't see how we could vote.
It's available on the minutes.
He had to abstain.
You would have to
But
have
he did not abstain.
He
It's
had to abstain.
it's in the minutes.
One person
It
at a
is.
time,
And
please.
don't yell with me, Candy. I know how you can get.
Oh, don't start.
But yeah, you did vote nay. I don't know the other persons on the board at that time. I know one of them, Anthony Shea, voted yes. And the other thing is, how did that story get out that nobody was here that was interviewed? You weren't even here. Valley News, you're fake news. You weren't here. You were not here at all. Mr. Chuck Pascal was not here. Let me finish. Mr. Chuck Pascal was not here. Mr. Hess was not here. The only person that was here was you, and you left early, Candy. So where did you go? Did you go to run to share our executive session with the world? That's the questions we have.
Oh,
The reason why people knew because the job was already offered by the superintendent.
That's the questions that we have.
Excuse me, we will have a recess of the meeting to discuss this. This is board relations. We should not be discussing like this in the public session. If we need to have, if we.
Came out of me, I was in pack for about 2-3 months that I didn't put out. So we put that out. We should be investigating.
We're going to have order, please.
Didn't hear that.
You were at those meetings, all those parents and things, people want to come to defend me. We put all that.
This is public comment, not public debate, please. This is public comment.
People came here and did it. How did they know?
I'm aware of this situation. The solicitor is advising that we advise for the adjournment of the meeting at 7:00 p.m. Can we please have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Approved. Take a 5-minute break, please. I just need to get some water. Yes. We'll reconvene in 5 minutes and go for the voting meeting.
That candidate because it wasn't his son-in-law. And I don't blame him a bit for doing that, but since I was so wrong, and I went to tell Mr. Townsend that because I will fess up to my mistakes,
We're not.
he said, well, tell them that. So I'm telling you that, yes, Mr. Brady could have done that, nay. There, feel better?
We're,
I could have cared less either way.
Oh,
That's
shut
just
up.
your own face.
Full of shit.
I'm waiting for Mr. Lovelace to come back. He's not back yet. We'll get started in just a moment when Mr. Lovelace comes back.
I know. But I was just setting it straight. Since, you know. Better me.
2025 regular board meeting to order at 7:06 p.m. Will everyone please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. Mr. Chaplet, can we have a roll call, please?
Here. Mrs. Knight,
Here.
Mr. Levitt,
Here.
Mr. Lovelace,
Here.
Mr. Maxson,
Here.
Mr. Paul,
Here.
Ms. Stewart,
Here.
and Mr. Townsend.
Here.
Thank you. Are there any public comments on agenda items? No. We'll now move into the approval of the meeting minutes. A motion is needed to approve the meeting minutes for the month of June 2025 and for the July 30th, 2025 special voting meeting as submitted. Do we have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. We'll now move into 4 action items personnel. A motion is needed to approve the following 2025-2026 athletic supplementals as submitted pending successful completion of all required paperwork and clearances. Sarah Cuffia, varsity volleyball assistant paid, and game day workers for the 2025-2026 as follows: Nancy Torella, Crystal Klein, Paula Moore, Tina Stebbins, Stephanie Flick, Dennis Wolf, Ernie Cipollino, Bill Collini, Caleb Kapelka, Jonathan Linkus, Mark Morrell, Ann Fisher, Doug Rogers, Heath Scheimer, Blake Davis, Andrew McDermott, Mary Deemer, Michael McKee, Nicole Silvis, Courtney Colecci, Vanessa Walters, Bob Busey, Andrew Hilty, AJ Crowther, James Williams, Derek Firstchak. Excuse me if I pronounce any names wrong. Do we have a motion?
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. A motion is needed to approve the 2025-2026 non-athletic supplementals as submitted, pending successful completion of all required paperwork and clearances. Craig Southern, Bible Club Advisor; Shale Prorock, Class Advisors Junior; Shale Prorock, Department Chair for the Arts. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Any discussion?
Are they looking for an assistant band director then?
As of right now, it is empty on my paper here.
Right, that's what I mean. I didn't
we'll
know
be
if that
looking
was
for one.
something that was,
Along with the Recycle Club Advisor, Detention Monitor.
right, but I-
This is on, this hasn't brought a name.
that's what and Mr. Warren just been helping. I didn't know if he would be considered for that position. I don't
I'll
know.
follow up.
Okay, thank you.
Any more discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. A motion is needed to approve the 2 mentor teachers as submitted, Leanne Zolonka and Anastasia Rekich. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Do we do the motion?
Oh, not me, sorry. Do we have a motion? Sorry.
Second.
Do we have a second? Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Under action items, budget and finance, a motion is needed to approve the budget transfers from July 2025 for the 2024-25 school year budget as submitted. Do we have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. A motion is needed to acknowledge receipt of the following financial reports and to ratify and approve the expenditures expressly set forth therein. Cash receipts, profit and loss statement, food services expenditures, food services revenue, grant fund expenditures, general fund revenue. Sorry, that was supposed to say general fund expenditures. General fund balance report, student activity report, cash receipts list, treasurer's report, and check details report. Do we have a motion?
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. A motion is needed to approve the 2025 to 2028 Westmoreland County Community College and High School Agreement as submitted.
So moved.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. A motion is needed to approve the 2025 to 2030 Seneca Valley School District Cyber Services Agreement as submitted.
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
We need to have this even though we offer our,
We have one student in there, who will be a senior this year.
okay.
They took that up, so after the students offer one, we need the agreement in for that student.
Hey, Dr.
Okay.
Taylor, did we ever
Thank
hear
you.
about the 8,000 cap on the side?
They still haven't made a
Because
decision.
when I looked at that, it looked like theirs was right around 8,000.
They are right around, yeah.
That's why I wondered.
The
if
state
that was-
budget hasn't, had-
All right.
I'm guessing theirs is built off of that whole idea of why they started with that.
Yeah.
Bumped up a little bit more, but the last two proposals I've heard, they're not in agreement yet. But hopefully they cap it at something like that.
Any other discussion? We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. A motion is needed to approve the 2025 to 2028 Power School quote as submitted.
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. A motion is needed to approve the 2025-26 Family Counseling Center Services Agreement as submitted.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. A motion is needed to approve the 2026 to 2027 Questec E-rate agreement as submitted. Do we have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. A motion is needed to approve the ESS Northeast contract extension through June 30th, 2027.
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Under 6, action item use of facilities request. A motion is needed to approve the use of facilities request 6.1 retroactive approval as submitted.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Under 7, field trip requests. Motion is needed to approve field trip request 7.1 as submitted.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
That's an annual thing for third grade. That's what they do every year. It's a good trip.
Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. A motion is needed to approve the 25-26 Mill High School Student Handbook as submitted.
So moved.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Under action item superintendent, a motion is needed to approve the MOU between Leechburg Area School District and Leechburg Police Department 2025 to 2027 as submitted.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Let's see here. Do we have to vote on 10.1 bus schedule changes? There's no motion here.
There are no changes yet.
Okay.
They're still working on currently things around, but.
Okay. Under 10.2, a motion is needed to approve the bus drivers, bus substitutes as submitted. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Motion is needed to approve the emergency action plan as submitted.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. A motion is needed to approve the collaborative agreement between Community Guidance Center and the Leechburg Area School District.
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion?
Nope.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. We'll now move into public comment on non-agenda items. We have one, Ms. Danielle Ranky. You'll have 5 minutes, please.
Sure, thank you. Danielle Rinke, Leechburg. So Mr. Levish brought up a good point. How do we know that Sean Hess was the best candidate? And I'm going to tell you how I know, and I don't want to speak for everybody else, but how they know as well. So you have Dr. Kiesler, Dr. Vargo, Mr. Comer. I heard you say 3 board members were in the meeting, and I think I heard you say some teachers, correct?
Not in the final round.
Okay, got it.
Through the process.
So they came to you and they said, because of your interview process, this is the person for the job. Because we work with our students day in and day out, and we're with them every day. And so we know what our students need. They came to you and they recommended one candidate. So that's how we know that was the best candidate. Because these guys spoke to you and said, this is the person for the job. And you didn't hire him. So my question to the rest of the board, why do you not trust your superintendent? Why do you not trust your principal? Why do you not trust your staff who came to you and said, we know our students better than you, we work with our students, and this is the guy for the job? Why do you not trust your team? That's my question to the rest of the board. I wasn't in your executive session. I didn't speak to Candy. But that's how I know. Because a recommendation was made and a job offer was given that was revoked the very next day. You did not trust your leader, who is your superintendent, and his recommendation to you. And that guy and these people back here put their heart, their blood, their sweat, and their tears into our students and know them best and know what they need. That is how we know.
Thank you, Ms. Rinke. At this time, we'll have the announcement of the date and time and place of the following meetings. There will be a special board voting meeting in the Leechburg High School Library on Monday, August 18th at 6 p.m. for the purpose of a hiring of a teacher.
It'd be a bio teacher and a paraprofessional and I'll pay. We interviewed this week for those positions and they got left off the agenda. We recognized it this morning due to the Sunshine Act. We're not allowed to add anything like that. So we put that on the agenda for Monday. Prior to that, just hire those 2 positions.
Are we canceling the August 27th meeting or keeping it there?
I don't really.
Okay. The combined public work session and a regular board meeting in the Leechburg High School Library will occur on Wednesday, August 27th, 2025 at 6 p.m. At this time, we will adjourn the meeting. Do we have a motion to adjourn at 7:19 p.m.?
Motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. That's fine.
We have one.